Publix is one of the biggest supermarket chains in the US. It currently operates over 1,200 stores throughout 7 southeastern states in the US. In fact, Florida accounts for almost 2/3 of Publix's businesses. Given that it's only present in 7 states of the US, it's very likely that most people who don't live there may have never heard of Publix, despite it being so big. So today, we'll talk about this giant supermarket chain, the story of its founder, its growth over the years, and the reasons behind its huge success. Let's get straight to it. Publix was founded in 1930 by a man named George Jenkins. To understand how Publix started, we must look into the story of its founder, who was an inspirational businessman to say the least. George Jenkins was involved in retail for practically his entire life. He was the son of a general store owner in a small town of Harris City, Georgia, where he would help his father out. Growing up in his father's store, young Jenkins always had an understanding of the importance of customer satisfaction. And after school, when he was 17 years old, he moved to Florida and found a job at a popular chain of grocery stores called Piggly Wiggly. While he was working there, he quickly moved up the ranks, and within 3 months, he was managing the entire store. And shortly after that, he was transferred to the biggest Piggly Wiggly store in Florida, located in Winter Haven. While working there, Jenkins was impressed by how modern this store was than the one owned by his father. Shoppers coming to the store and actually shopping for themselves and then heading to the front of the store to check out was something that he had not seen before. This fascinated him, and he started dreaming about other ways to better the customer experience. The ideas he came up with were often overlooked by the store owners, and he started feeling disrespected. He felt like he had some good ideas about improving the store, and the owners were ignoring him, so he began to think about opening his own store. And he did just that. By 1930, he had resigned from Piggly Wiggly and opened his first grocery store called Publix Food Store. From the very beginning, Jenkins put a lot of emphasis on customer satisfaction. Publix was founded on the principles of providing the best customer service. Jenkins put a lot of emphasis on cleanliness and friendly employees. He also believed in building a long-lasting relationship with his employees, which is why he established a profit-sharing and employee ownership mechanism. He understood about the employee ownership at Publix later in the video. The philosophy of Jenkins allowed Publix to grow, and in 1935, he opened a second location. But Jenkins couldn't stop dreaming bigger. So in 1940, he closed 2 smaller stores and opened a supermarket that was 5 times bigger than either one of those 2 stores. And by the late 1940s, Publix has established itself as a supermarket chain. The first big Publix store that Jenkins had opened was modern and futuristic in many ways. A few examples are that it had marble and glass decor, automatic sliding glass doors, and air conditioning inside the store, which was a first for supermarkets at that time. So it's safe to say that Jenkins, who had shaped Publix into what it is today, has also, in many ways, been a pioneer for the rest of the industry. If you're enjoying this video so far, we'd really appreciate if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's continue talking about Publix's growth trajectory. And we will also try to determine the reasons behind Publix's success and how it's been able to capture the market in the 7 states where it's present. Publix continued to expand in the 1950s when it started to process its own dairy, bakery, and deli items and act as a distributor for all of its stores. During this time, they also decided to change their tagline. Publix's tagline used to be, "Florida's finest food store." But in 1954, they began using the slogan, "Where shopping is a pleasure," which remains their slogan till today. By 1962, Publix was operating 85 stores in Florida, and by 1969, that number increased to 150. Over the next 2 decades, Publix kept growing and expanding, and by the end of the 1980s, there were a total of 367 Publix stores in Florida, with more than 64,000 employees. For the first 60 years of Publix's existence, Florida remained its focus of expansion, but in 1991, Publix finally decided to expand to other states. It first opened a store in Georgia and slowly expanded to other states of the southeast US as well. One of the biggest reasons behind the success of Publix is its customer loyalty and the emphasis it puts on customer experience. From the very beginning, Publix has taken some innovative and serious measures to enhance customer experience. We have already spoken about all the modern features that were incorporated in its first store to ensure a luxury experience for the customers. Ensuring that the customers are having a good time while shopping there makes them want to come back, even if they are spending a little bit more. Through its slogan, advertising, and even its stores, Publix has always emphasized the experience rather than the prices. This strategy has not only proven to be effective in maintaining its customers and creating loyalty, but it also absolves them from competing with a chain like Walmart for lower prices. Other things that contribute to the Publix experience are the higher quality merchandise, clean stores, and friendly employees. This leads us to our next topic of employee satisfaction, because for the customers to have a pleasant experience, the employees have to be happy and be doing their jobs properly. Publix has ensured that that's the case by making their employees feel valued and cared about, and most importantly, by ensuring that the employees are invested in the success of the business. They have managed to do so through their employee stock program, where employees are given company stock after they've worked for Publix for 1,000 hours within a full year. This naturally makes employees more invested in their job. They own a portion of the company, so they want to see it do well. In fact, Publix is the largest employee-owned supermarket chain in the US. Additionally, the company is known to give a high level of control to store managers compared to its competitors. If you've ever seen one of those lists that rank companies that treat their employees the best, you would have seen Publix on those lists. It has also consistently been a part of the Fortune 100 best companies to work for. Another way in which Publix has enhanced customer experience is its use of technology. It was one of the early adopters of price scanners, and in fact, Publix was the first supermarket to install barcode scanners in every store, which made them way faster. They also started installing ATMs inside their stores during a time when they were not even commonly available in banks. In many ways, Publix has been a pioneer in the industry when it comes to going to great lengths to guarantee a better customer experience. At this point, we can say that Jenkins' legacy of caring and contributing to both customers and employees still run deep in the company. The company still stands by its mission of empowering employees and pleasing customers. The philosophy of kindness on which the company was established makes shopping there a pleasure. We think that the story of this supermarket chain is a great story. It tells us about a young businessman who took risks and helped shape an entire industry in the process. What do you think about Publix stores and the history behind it? Let us know in the comments. And if you're from one of the southeastern states and you shop there, we're curious to know if your experience matches up with the points we covered in this video. Yes or no? We love hearing your opinions. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And please, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on some of your favorite companies. We'll see you in the next video.